What's up guys, Danny Lighten back with a quick guide. This one's for tuning for acceleration and tuning for top speed. If you guys enjoy this type of CSR2 content, hit that like, hit that subscribe, click the little bell and set those notifications to all. So you got your car tuned, it crosses the finish line as quick as possible, but then you get to a race that says, hey, I need more top speed. How do I get more top speed? Well, generally, taking the transmission slider and moving it to the left will increase the top speed. It will reduce the amount of acceleration, but make the car hit a top speed quicker. Now, the only drawback is sometimes if you move it over too far, and this is only on some cars, but sometimes if you move it over too far, it accelerates so slowly it does not hit the top speed before it crosses the finish line. So you do got to find the right balance on some cars. Now let's talk about what to do if you need more acceleration. So you got your car tuned normally, it's crossing the finish line nice and fast, but you get to a 0 to 60 or a 0 to 100 race and you realize, hey, my car can't do this. Generally, moving the transmission slider over to the right does give the car faster acceleration. Now, there are some times where if you move it too far, it makes it accelerate so quickly you get a bunch of wheel spin and that slows you down. But generally, this way, more acceleration. This way, more top speed. All right, let's go ahead and use this Lancer for an example. We're going to do a test run with the transmission slider all the way over to the left. And we're going to see what kind of top speed we get. And then we're going to do one run with the transmission slider all the way over to the right. So 3, 2, 1, go. Second, third gear, fourth gear. And you notice we're not getting into fifth. Sometimes that matters, sometimes it doesn't. There we got a 2.80. Last run was 2.81. Now let's just pretend we move it over here. That's going to give us a little less top speed, but more acceleration. But this might make us get into a higher top speed overall because we're actually going to hit fifth gear. So let's see what happens when we do this. 3, 2, 1, go. Second nitrous, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear. And if you notice, last run we only got into fourth. This time we got into fifth. And we almost hit the top RPM. So did that make us run faster or slower? That made us run just a little teeny bit faster. So you do got to find the right mix sometimes. Now, let's move this transmission slider all the way over to the right. And this should give us much quicker acceleration. And if it gives us too much wheel spin, then we're going to have to move it a little bit to the left, a little bit to the left until we get just the right thing. All right, so with the transmission slider all the way to the right, you'll notice we should have a better 0 to 60 and a better 0 to 100 time, but our top speed is only at 178 miles per hour. So you got to find just the right mix of speed versus acceleration in order to get the fastest 0 to 60, 0 to 100s. So what you'll notice here is our 0 to 60 was faster, but our 0 to 100 was slower. So let's go ahead and move it over this way a little bit more. But this just gives you a good idea of how this works. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, let's see if that gives us better numbers or worse numbers or what. That time we topped out at 214 miles per hour. And let's see what our acceleration looked like. Was it better? Was it worse? And that time the 0 to 60 was not as good, but the 0 to 100 was better. So sometimes you just gotta kind of play around with it and find just the right balance. But for the most part, moving it to the left, more top speed. Moving it to the right, more acceleration, and then finding the proper balance of top speed to acceleration to get it to hit the numbers you want is where you got to sometimes play around with it a little bit. Now, if you want to see a little bit more in-depth videos on this, I do have a tuning playlist. I'm going to go ahead and pop the tuning playlist up there. There's a video that goes more in depth on 0 to 60 and 0 to 100 tuning. There's also a video about the top speed tuning that goes way more in depth than this video does. This is just kind of the quick guide to give you a quick idea of how to get the most top speed or acceleration out of a car. Those other videos on the playlist will give you way more details. So if you want more details, click on one of those, check those out. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the deal. If you want to help support the channel, check out the thank you button or the join button down below the video. If you want to find some game news, some info, some other ways to help support the channel, check out the video's description. There's some pretty interesting stuff in there. And thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing. Lightning out. Have an awesome day. See ya.